Hey everyone,
Hello.
welcome. We're taking over Leslie. Woo! So yeah, we wanted to hear from you guys where you are tuning in from. If you can get the chat going. I see the chat's already started there. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Write in where you're tuning in from and
How long
how
you've
long have you
been?
been with Purium?
Yeah, we're really curious to know how long you've been brand partners. That's super exciting.
3 years, nice,
Tucky,
awesome.
Bruce.
5 years. And
Wow,
here,
look at that.
yeah. Oh, we got
There's
so many. We got Ottawa in the house. We got
Aloha.
Texas, Missouri, LA.
Look at this, like the entire rainbow, the whole spectrum of people. It's the
Yeah,
best part of being in Peoria. We met so many thousands of new people,
the
all,
best people
yeah,
from around the world
healthy minds.
flock to Purium. Yes, the ones who know.
Wow, that's great. So it's all different range. Someone's here a few months, and people are here decades. So you can see the consistency here in full effect. So thank you
Yeah,
very
thank you
much.
guys. We've been with
Yeah.
Purium for almost 7 years. Yeah, October it'll be 7 years, and we are more excited than ever. It is like we are just getting started. So we're really excited to share today's call about our superpower, which is
Consistency. Yeah.
consistency over time,
We
right?
we learned the magic formula of consistency over time and how powerful that can be from our mentors, from our upline
We have a
support.
legacy mentor lineage. So we have Ian Farrar, who's been with the company since day one, #1 brand partner.
Yeah,
We have,
OG number
yeah,
one.
Joel and Jane, who are like, power couple inspo, living the life of leisure and getting to do what they love and so inspiring. Then we have Eric Mish, who, woo,
Yes,
Eric, our
Eric.
4-star crown mentor, who has been just really incredibly consistent, the true example of what we want to see as leaders, what we wanted as leaders and truly what we duplicate and we pay forward.
Mm-hmm. So
So
thank you for instilling that consistency over time is what it takes, because
yeah.
that's gotten us to where we're at right
Yeah,
now.
so we really got a great, and then we have Coach Drew, and we have just an amazing lineage, and we are just living up to that. That's it. We just want to just keep that respect going because loyalty is royalty to me, and yeah, so
Absolutely. So we just want to pass down some of that wisdom that we garnered. So grab a notepad, please take notes, and please stay active in the chat because it's making the call way
yes,
better.
and I love to see you guys on camera and active, and love to engage with you guys. So
You're the best. Well, okay. So here is a really relevant quote.
it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently over time, right? And that's Tony Robbins, who I just finished his book here, and I'm, really, it's cool how we can learn now. Like I was interested in self-help and personal development, but I would get inspired, but not have anywhere to really put it into action. And I love that in our Purium business, all these incredible, mentors that we get for free just from, of course we have our mentors in Purium, but there's like other people out there who are sharing great information that is available. And I just, love getting nuggets from different successful mentors in different, yeah.
And really applying, personal development, these words of inspiration, now actually having a place to place those, and we'll talk a little bit about our history and how at one time, self-development, motivational stuff, it kind of would go one in one ear and out the other. It didn't really have a place to land until we had a vehicle like Purium where we could actually apply those things directly every single day. So we're super stoked on that. And this is what a beautiful thing to pay forward.
Yeah, we definitely tried a lot of different things. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Jared was an
I was,
editor and
yeah, so I came from like film and design and marketing background. I did a lot of 9 to 5 jobs, contract jobs, freelance. I had my own business for a while.
check out Jared. He's on IMDb.
Yeah, check
Yeah.
me out.
He's done some really awesome, been part of some amazing movies, and yeah, he's
Okay.
very, yeah, really, really impressed when I was always impressed with Jared. But me, on the other hand, I struggled a lot with keeping jobs, with finding my place. I struggled with school a lot. So, I was one of those like D students who was put on Ritalin at a young age, like labeled with ADD and learning disabilities. And that carried with me in my career life. And I was so ADD that I would just like start things and never finish them. Can anyone relate? Any ADDers in the house here can relate? Starting and never finishing, following through. Even closing cupboards was like a thing for me. So like, coming from someone who just could not follow through with things, I have come so long. So I started, because I was in fashion design and I was in the fashion industry. Really though, I wanted to help people. That was always what I wanted to do. Especially I wanted to help people like myself. I really fell through the cracks of a lot of systems. And I was really scared of school. So I couldn't I tried to go back into psychology and it was just scary and I just was boring and I didn't resonate with everything we were learning. And it was just I just dropped out, and then I did other programs, dropped out. I got a lot of yoga certifications, massage certifications. And I tried my own businesses as well. So I had bowls I was making for people at work, and in corporate world, I was just breaking even and with so much labor. I created a little faux locks. We'd made carrot locks and we tried to bring it to market. I had a company called Eco Mummy's Kitchen, which was all kind of in alignment with Purium stuff, but I was just praying for Purium and I didn't even know it. I did not know that it was a thing. I thought, I'm just going to struggle my whole life to try and figure this out. But I didn't have a very big vision for myself. I had big dreams, but I didn't have a vehicle. And Jared and I tried working together. He brought me in to work with him when he was working as a marketing, as a marketing director. And Jared got to see my work ethic.
Yeah, it was pretty much non-existent. It was very hard for, like Allison said, she just not adapted to that environment. And because we wanted to work together. I knew that it was more fun to be together. We align on so many things. Why couldn't we, as a couple, also build something together?
Well, and we tried, and we did a lot of different things, and so yeah, and okay, I forget what I was going to say.
So yeah, and so this has brought us closer. The consistency that we discovered through this business definitely helped our relationship significantly.
Yes, we were struggling a lot because Jared was working really long hours since I was having trouble keeping a job and trying all these different businesses. And we were apart so much, and I was raising the kids alone pretty much because Jared was working sometimes 16-hour days when he was working on movies and stuff. And I was struggling so much with mental health, and people who are ADD really thrive with some structure, and trying to do it on our own, it was just I couldn't find that stability and structure. And when Purium came into our life, here we have a picture of Taz. That was our first event we did where no one showed up. But I loved the food. We aligned with everything about the company, and the opportunity really, really lit me up. I felt like I manifested the whole thing. I was like, this is too good to be true. This is everything I've ever wanted. And I wasn't one of those people who was actually open to network marketing at all before. I was actually very closed to the idea of network marketing. And I had other people from different companies try and recruit me. And I was always like, no way. But something about the energy of Purium, how it was, it was a frequency, right? And you just feel it, there's something different about this company. And I got so excited that, as soon as we started to feel the benefits, Jared was my first customer. He got hooked on it and had an incredible transformation I witnessed. And then we started sharing it organically at work and things like that. And just, I didn't have a lot of belief in myself. I had to build that up because coming from my lack of trust within myself, when you failed at so many things and you've been fired and thrown out in so many different situations, it does, I almost hadn't lost my faith. But what I loved about Purium was this, that we're incentivized, there was someone incentivized to support me, which I so needed, that kind of structure. and that it was something that I could get super excited and proud about because I aligned with tick, tick, tick every single box of the, the standards that I had. And yeah, I was never gonna get behind anything that I didn't align with 100%. So
And the company, the comp plan is so generous. When we came into the diamond ranks where you're getting profit sharing, I had never experienced that before. So to be invested into the company at that level, matching my salary, I knew that this uncapped income potential, the potential for residual income, this was a must, and we poured into this fully.
yeah, you got really excited when you
Yeah.
saw the sharing pool at Diamond. So before that, I was doing it alone. Jared was not doing it with me for the first year and a half. He only joined me in 2020, that we joined forces together in this, and we matched his salary, and here we are, a 2-star crown now, going 3-star. So
Just wanting to create that for more and more people, that kind of freedom, it feels great. So
yeah, we've been able to have some incredible opportunities of travel and lifestyle that we could have never imagined possible.
it wasn't all smooth sailing, there were ups and downs, ebbs and
Absolutely.
flows, but the consistency mindset, that long-term vision, that's really what sustained us. That's what got us here.
Yeah. So what does consistency really mean? We've learned the meaning of this. So, there's consistency versus intensity.
They get
Consistency
mixed up sometimes.
doesn't need to be intense. It could be, it looks different to everyone, right? Let's go to the next one. So it could be 100% all the time. Okay. I mean, if you're running for a goal, you're going to have, it can't be over a long time, every single day, 100% all the time, but you're going to have spurts of sprints when you're, going like end of month, going for, maybe you're doing a 3-month diamond climb, right? I love the diamond climb now. And so, yeah, you're going to want maybe a higher level of consistency, but consistency also looks like that one. It also looks like, ups and downs, because ebbs and flows, we have life and we have to be flexible. But as long as we can remain over a period of time, over a long period of time, we can do something, even if it's baby steps every day, then you're going to succeed, and some have loftier goals than others, and some have more time than others. So it's going to depend on your level of commitment and your goals, right?
Yeah, but you notice the pattern with all these, some of them are actually patterns, but they are happening on a frequency. So you can't just drop out entirely and come back in, resurrecting the dead. It's easier to give birth than to resurrect the dead.
Yeah.
So
And then also when you stop and start, think of, like a bike uphill. Like if you stop on an uphill, it's going to be a lot harder to get started again, right? So you really, really you don't want to do that to yourself. We have to learn the hard way, right? Because there have been times in the past when we didn't know the meaning of consistency, and we did let our, some of our daily habits slip, and we learned the hard way that it's not worth it. It's so much more worth it to remain consistent. And we're going to share how we remain consistent over this long period, because it's not smooth sailing all the time.
So these are like practical action things. So how do we stay consistent with our Purium business? We'll tell you right now, these are the things that we're doing on a consistent basis.
Okay. So we think of ourselves as a shop, right?
So this is the daily mindset. This is what's every day consistency.
Okay. I'm going to look at some of these questions here, because there's some good questions coming in, and thank you guys for the chat. But
Thinking of yourself as
so we think of ourselves like a shop, right? Like a storefront. And if your shop is not going to have an open sign, your door is not going to be open, people walking by just same way they're scrolling, like they're not going to know to stop. So our sign is up every day. We've got so it looks like having a post every day on social media across, the platforms that we use. We use just Facebook and Instagram. We haven't explored too many other options, but it's working for us. I make sure that I'm in stories, 3 to 15 stories a day, just exposure. It doesn't need to all be your personal content. It'd be great if it is, but you can also, there's so much content out there circulating that even on days where you're super busy, you can find something. And what I do is I have an album. If you guys don't already have an album in your phone dedicated to stories, and post. I have an album called To Post, and that's kind of like as I'm scrolling, seeing other things or things that I'm going to want to share, memes or whatever. I keep that in that album. And then I have one for like Purium stories, and I keep that in an album. So I just have like my category so that when I'm really, really busy, we're traveling and, you can't take your own content, I just plug that in.
Yeah. And then, honestly, taking your superfoods every day, that daily ritual, that is consistency right there.
So important.
Makes you feel great. And as you're taking the foods, you're usually inclined to share about them, either
You
right
can't
then
not
and
share about them when
yeah.
you're taking them. It's
If
like,
you ever pull out a blender in public and make a shake, yeah, you'll be sharing about it, I'm sure, in a few seconds. So
yeah.
just taking your superfood consistently right there. That's
Yes,
consistency.
you want to make that agreement to yourself. We are on a core 4 minimum at like on a daily basis, right? So we do other shakes as well, but minimum core 4, you have to maintain that, detoxing and replenishing and gut support and all of it. So we want to make sure that that is our consistent going live 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes more, depending on our level of intensity goals, right? But as a rule, get yourself out there. People want to see you. I went out there not feeling so good today, honestly. I went out there and shared something really vulnerable and raw, but people get to see you, they get to know you, and that's how you build trust, because people are not buying the product, they're actually buying you, and they can sign up with anyone. Why we have to find our people with our voice showing up, showing our face. So we want to make sure that we got some good lighting, that there's just, we're all improving as we go. I was super awkward when I got on camera. I was definitely not comfortable on camera when I started Purium, but I'm so happy that, I was gently, kindly pushed out of my comfort zone, and no choice, and I kind of like that. I'm like, especially when we got started, it was like the widen your reach challenge, right? And that forced us to put ourselves out there before we're ready.
Exactly.
Great.
The
Monthly events. So definitely, if you guys, especially now summer, Ray, can you plug back our light?
Thanks, Ray.
So monthly events. Okay, so now that it's summer, we can be having in-person outdoors events. We could be doing Zoom event. We could be doing house parties, tables. There's so many different things, but put something once a month, challenge yourself to one event a month. Okay. One major event, like one, or it doesn't be major, but like one thing that's a little out of your comfort zone, having so before we had a team, I'm so happy because Eric had the vision. Before we had the vision, we caught the vision from Eric, but I didn't see myself as a leader when I started, really. I mean, I think I always did feel this urge to, like, I had to be the leader I needed to see. And I think all of us here have felt that calling, that we needed, like, even before we're ready, we're like, okay, I have no choice. But I didn't really have like this vision that I was going to have this big team necessarily. Because I was like, I don't know who's coming. But Eric was like, at that time, Eric was working very busy work, very busy 70-hour work schedule. And I didn't have like, we didn't have like a community already set up. So I had to step into leadership before I was ready. And a lot of people are going to find themselves maybe not having an upline, right? Or maybe not having like a whole support system. So we have to sometimes step in. I mean, now he has a huge million BV movement and everything, but it's like, I had to step into that before I was ready. And that was the best blessing, because I started Kind Human. We had opened a Sunday call that I committed myself to do every single week, even before we had a brand partner. Because I knew that if we were going to call them in, if you build it, they will come. Okay. So we have to see ourselves as leaders before we are ready.
Feel the dreams.
Yeah. So have yourself, get yourself on a calendar. Where in your calendar can you book you're going to host your team call? They're going to come. Create that space already. That's what I'm encouraging you to do, because that's what we did.
And if you are already busy, if you have an existing job, we get it. we're talking about an hour a week. So think of 30 minutes, 2 blocks of 30 minutes dedicated to one opportunity call a week
And one team building
and one
call.
team building call.
Yeah, so we did one for like bringing in people to the opportunity and one to support our brand partners.
That's really all it takes. So
yeah, and you could even do three, because you could do one on the food, you could do the ultimate lifestyle transformation open call for prospects. You could do a business opportunity call for prospects, and then you could do also your own team. So that could be 3 consistent things that you have a week, right? Depending on your goals, but that's what we did.
So a minimum here.
3 connections a day. I like to say 3 connections a day. I know some people go bigger, but for me, it helps me to go a little bit smaller, because, when I get the confidence, once I start going and I connect with 3 people, chances are I want to go, I'm going to do more. But if I overwhelm myself and I have to make 40 calls a day, I'm going to set myself up for failure, and then I'm going to get into a shame cycle. And we don't want that, right? We want to do baby steps consistently and grow upon those habits, right? So building upon that.
And something that Allison developed over time, because she suffers from something called inbox anxiety. And it's a real thing where I see her inbox with like the red 14,000 number unread messages, and I get heart palpitations. So you have to consistently devote time to responding to messages. You got to block that into your
Yes.
calendar if necessary.
Yes, that's your job. It's our job to follow up, and it's not easy. No one's saying anything's easy. No one's saying we're like totally built for it or anything. It's like you gotta, luckily those are the hard things, right? That's the hard thing. So for me, that everyone's gonna have their hard things, but we have to do them. We have to grow through them. We have to face our fears. We're gonna talk more about that.
Yeah, so time blocking right there. We can do a whole call on just time blocking, but time blocking something hard like that, like, okay, I got to go through those messages, but also time blocking the good stuff, like going to the gym.
Very important. Consistency means your self-care.
Yeah.
Exactly. Number 1, right? We can't sell the dream looking like a nightmare, right? So you want to make sure, and for our own like love of self, because that's why we're all here. We're all growing in self-love. And it's so important that we block that time off, because otherwise it will escape us. And we're going to fill it with something else that's going to deplete us. Yeah. Okay. And then we won't be able to fill up the other cups, because we're not going to be coming from a place of fullness. So I do my 90 minutes every morning blocked off. I don't start my day until 11. So those on my team know I'm non-exist, like I'm not there until 11. That's when I start and we have our Calendly only set up for our working hours. So we can create that for ourselves, whatever that means for us.
So for you people in a warm climate, time block like 30 minutes of standing barefoot in the grass. Like that could literally be in your calendar, and adhere to that, stick to that, because it's a great duplicating thing. So just quickly, a couple more things.
Connect
calls. Yeah.
Connect calls, tap rooting. I mean, okay, so these are just things that we do. We're going to go more into like our income producing activities in a bit. So
So let's go back.
So I'd like to know from you guys in the chat. Sorry, I don't see the chat now because we have our screen sharing, but
no, I got it.
Oh, okay. I'd like to know one daily habit that you are doing, like that you're really proud of lately. I'd love to hear what you guys have incorporated into your daily habit so we can learn from each other.
Yeah, we just went through ours, and there's obviously more, but we
Great
wanted
journaling.
Let's love it. You're my Purium hero, Lorenzo.
Yes, 60. Okay, awesome. Working.
Cardio, power shake. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
Going on walks. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. You can we do like walks where it's like an income producing activity, talking to different store owners, seeing people.
Yeah. Christy, I see you jumping every day. I know you're jumping.
Trampoline time.
Yeah. Family time. Yeah. Oh, family pairing routine. Beautiful. I love that with the whole family. Yes.
Daily. Make it a daily.
Yes. Commitment. Us too with our girls every morning. They have their Epigenius. They love it so much. They ask for it every day, and we all just enjoy our mornings together.
Going to bed early. Yeah. Prioritizing sleep.
Big
time.
Yep.
Allison needs to
I'm
be doing
like
that
on
more.
3 hours of sleep last night because I didn't sleep. But you know, the point is we show up anyways, right? So I actually feel great right now. I don't feel tired at all, but yeah, great. I'm gonna have a good
Keep
night's
them
sleep
coming.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
No,
So
good.
this is great because all these are going to be saved in the chat, in the transcript, and you know this is going to inspire a lot of people. Everything you're sharing right here, this is for the field's benefit. So
Yeah, I
thank
love
you
that we
so
get to
much.
be our own boss. So we can be like, nap time. Okay. But as long as we're balanced, right? It's all about balance. So we're working as hard as Jason, you posted like 8. I love the dividing the day and those like 8 steps, like 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working, 8 hours play. Like we gotta have balance in our life.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're moving on to part 2. So why most people quit. So this is, you know, the antithesis of consistency. Giving up, throwing in the towel. And it's synonymous with network marketing, people just giving up. They have these like pretty scary statistics about, you know, high failure rates, but a lot of the time it's just something got in their way, themselves.
The only reason there's
Start
high
feedback.
failure rates is because it's such a low buy-in that people don't feel like it's like they kind of just come in and out, or they only, you know, it's there's so many reasons why that is a statistic, but people, unfortunately, most people quit, and we're here as the 1%. All of you on this call right now, we are the 1%.
Right.
Right? We are the 1% that doesn't quit. We're gonna show, let's increase that average, please. Like, let's blow it up, because we need to show people that is way more than 1% that could make it.
Yeah, let's make it 100%.
Yeah. We are the chosen ones. Yes.
So just to go quickly through some things that we've experienced, because we've been doing this for 7 years now. So we've seen a lot of different people come in and different patterns. So we wanted to share with you what we've learned. So there's something called shiny object syndrome, where, you know, every new thing that comes along has promises of great wealth or great, you know, healing benefits or whatever. We get it. It's attractive. You want to try it. It makes sense. But when this represents another opportunity, maybe with conflicting messaging, then it's an issue. And we really want to avoid falling for these things.
Yeah. We always think the grass is greener somewhere else. I mean, the grass is no greener than it is. Purium's grass is the greenest grass on the planet. Okay. Like,
we water it with aqua vibrance. That's
there's no greener grass. So, you know, and the grass is always greenest where we water it. So that is so important that we know that it's up to us. It's not going to be outside of our, it's not going to be another this, that. Everyone looks for excuses. We all think it's somewhere else if we're not seeing results right away. And that's the problem. So some people, I mean, most people are, you know, addicted to the hours for dollars transaction, which is designed to keep you like, you know, like stuck. And we had to get that perspective shift, okay? Because it doesn't happen like that at the beginning. At the beginning, okay, let me just put it in perspective, because if you're going to start your own business from the ground up, you're going to be stuck in debt for years. So even if you're making an income, let's say you open a clothing store, you have to, you know, pay the rent, you have to pay the bill, like how you set it up, everything. There's so many expenses, you're in debt, and then you're only like making money. They say like 3 years in, you know, that's like the average. Here we have no overhead. We have a turnkey business, but expect that it's going to take time. At the beginning, you're going to be working a lot harder for less money than maybe you were before. But then it's going to shift. There's going to be a threshold, and you can see it on a graph. But then suddenly you're working a lot less and making a lot more. Then yes, it compounds. Exactly, Dominique. So there's charts that illustrate that beautifully. But people need that perspective. Eric, thank goodness, you know, at one point I was going to quit. Yes, because I was a director for 1.5 years. And even though I loved the food and I was going to stick with it forever, I was like, I need to find another job. I can't do this. And I had been fired from my job because I was so obsessed with Purium. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. But first of all, Eric said something very, very, very profound that stuck with me. He said, that's good news that you're like you want to quit. Like that means you're trying, that's like a good thing. Because you should feel kind of like that's how diamonds are formed, right? Under pressure. So there's gonna be pressure, there's gonna be discomfort. And if you're not feeling like quitting at some point, you may be not working hard. You may not like be doing it enough.
Right.
So there's going to be that. And Eric helped me see the perspective that just that, like, the 4-year career, that kind of mindset around this industry that is unique to this industry. So, or that's, I guess, unique to entrepreneurship. So
Yeah,
yes.
and it feels good to be consistent, loyal and consistent in that way. A company with the legacy like Purium, you can feel really good about sharing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're essentially just growing a network.
I
So
loved when I came in seeing Ian and Joel and Jane and Eric and doing it for so long, and they all looked glowing. That was actually what first drew me. I was like, I want to be doing this for so long so I can have glowing skin. And I had never had good skin before. And now I do because of Purium. So, that was what I was sold on, for just having that glowing skin over
it's
long
not just because
periods of
they're from
time.
Florida that they look so good. It's internal.
Yeah.
So, as you're rising also, as you grow in the company, there's a little bit of the crabs in a bucket phenomenon, which if you don't know, crabs in a bucket, the ones that are trying to almost out, the other crabs will pull them back down in with them. So as we were growing, our journey maybe wasn't resonating with the people, some of our friends and family, and they didn't get it quite yet. But that's okay. And they will try to pull you down. They want the older, recognizable, comfortable version of you, that's, easier for them to
Even
do it.
strangers
Yeah.
will pull you down. If someone sees someone happy and rising, and there's jealousy, there's all kinds of reasons, but people don't want to see people doing better than them if they're not in a good, if they're not ready to take accountability for themselves. They'd rather try to tear you down. So if you're not getting haters, by the way, maybe you're not doing it. Maybe you're not going hard enough, because when we started getting haters, that's when some people turn around. That's when some people say, whoa, boy, right? I like, oh, I can't, because I was scared of rejection. I was scared of haters. But then what happens when we don't quit is that we become stronger, we become resilient and unbreakable. So these are part of our boot camp, for learning boundaries, learning. I really see this whole business as like a boot camp for personal development. And we need to have that adversity. We need to have that resistance to form that strength. So that's a good sign. If you're getting haters, some people, run the other way, not a smart thing to do. You want to keep going. When you're getting the haters, it means that you're doing good, not like hate, but like people
Rejection.
who, try to tear you down or something like that. It hurts, there's definitely times where I can't, it really, really hurts. But when we have a supportive community that we can turn to, and that, we have calls like this where we can relate with other people going through it, we really can get through that. Okay. So we're all built for this. We've all been chosen for this. So we're built for it.
So something that we've also seen happen is brand partners who were doing great or doing okay, and kind of fall away from it. And they'll get rejection from a prospect. They'll meet somebody who's perfect, and they're just saying no, or maybe it's not right now. And then they kind of give up. They're like, okay, well, that person's done. They're never going to do it. Cut to a year later, 2 years later, even more sometimes, that person changed their mind. They're ready to go, right? If you're not consistently there, if you don't have a consistent presence, they're gonna find somebody else.
So sad. I've seen it so many times.
It's tragic when that happens, because opportunity is just on the other side of that lack of
What's
consistency.
happened when our brand partners have quit, because you're going to be, as you're building teams, you're going to see people are going to leave you that you wouldn't like. It's a very hard part about this business, but we're getting better and better at, that's not happening. But what happens every time, they've always connected me with someone, because, we really emphasize like connect me with your people and everything. And they leave, right? Because they've given up for whatever reason. Guess what? That person who they connected me with a year later is ready. And then they're nowhere to be found. So they're mine, right? It's happened so many times where I'm like, it's sad.
And
But
to know that one person, one brand partner could transform your business, can transform your life. We've seen that happen over and over again. Just all it takes is that one person, they're out there. But unless you're out there consistently, they're just going to pass right by. So luckily, Eric said yes all those years ago, and that's what led to us being here.
yeah. So,
Yeah, so here we want to turn it over to you guys. And
oh yeah. So yeah, please let us know if you've felt these emotions. I'm sure everyone's felt these emotions before. What are so these are not good emotions, right? These are not good emotions, but they're also a sign that you're in action.
Yeah.
Okay. They're a sign that you are in action. And that is a good thing. So we can transmute all of these types of, these are all reasons why, people will quit or not feel like they can do this. But really facing those things, the discomfort, the fear, the hurt, the frustration, the inadequacy, this is how we learn and grow. And loneliness doesn't have to be, some people try to do this on their own. There's lone wolves out there. They're trying to just do this on their own and they just burn out because you can't. This is a team sport. I really want to emphasize that. Even before, and it doesn't even matter who your upline is. It's like it starts with you. You are the team leader. And we are bringing people, we want to plug people into the system. So even if you don't have, let's say, necessarily, an upline when you come in, we have the Purium corporate calls. You've got the schedule. So if you plug in, believe me that you're going to be so grateful, because I didn't understand the importance of really leaning on these systems when I started. And now it's what number one thing I preach, because we got to show up to these calls. This is what we do. This is going to leverage our efforts and we're going to learn so much. Yeah.
Okay. So just rounding it out now, how do we stay consistent? We showed you what we're doing.
Yeah,
to
I
stay
think
consistent.
Lori, or someone asked that in the chat before. So I think it was, Isabel. Yeah, I saw that. How do we stay consistent? Well, long-term vision, keep very clear on where you're going, right? We need to see where we're going to get there. The bigger picture, big goals.
And thinking about how a startup, we talked about, like, if you were to start up your own business, right? The debt, you might be in debt for years.
I think we said that already.
Oh, you did? You
Yeah.
touched on this? Okay, well, it's okay. I mean, it's just
Go ahead.
reaffirming it, but I just think that, like, the idea of growing your tree, your organization, those roots need to go deep, right? We talk a lot about, like, branches getting weak or falling off, but the trunk of the tree is solid. That's where you are. You represent that foundational structure, so that if things change, there's stuff happening on the fringes of your tree, it's all good. You're still deeply rooted.
Yeah. So where's our,
Well, we can just go through these quickly and then,
yeah. Oh, okay. Here, have a simple, simple daily. Yeah. So we want to really organize ourselves. Organization is a recipe for success, so have a schedule and have a Calendly. That's really important for us. We have simple daily non-negotiable list. Do we have that list, or
the power hour list?
yeah, or the one that I just sent you there?
No, I don't have it.
But
Actually, yeah, it came in too late.
We were working on this
So I
until the
can put it in
very
the
last
chat.
minute.
I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, let's put that list in the chat. So these are some income producing activities that if you're not sure what to do, let's say you have an hour a day that you're able to spend, do these activities, fill it with income producing. What's the post and pray, that's, or just liking a bunch of things or scrolling, it's not going to do anything. You have to get very clear on your income we got to get really smart with our time. That's the most valuable thing.
And celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
It's baby steps. So in an effort to be consistent over long periods of time, you can't just only reward yourself when you hit that rank or I got that bonus or hit that goal. Like, the small wins count.
Yeah. And that's where also self-care, we don't want to neglect ourselves. We have to make sure that we're balanced. So how we stay consistent is we make sure that we are, it's like brushing your teeth. This is just things that we equate our Purium activities the same way we take care of ourselves. It's just, this is our our
Exactly.
business hygiene,
Yeah, and this is part of the power
finance
hour
hygiene.
that we do 4 days a week. We have a power hour with our team, where we do income producing activities, mindset coaching, going over new promotions, workshopping
Yeah.
things. That
Okay, Marcy is asking a great question. Can you explain how you ask for the order? We're going to actually bring on, I think the best person to answer this, we're going to bring on, okay, this is a good time now. We're going to bring on some of our consistent team members, which actually our team is so consistent. Shout out to Kind Human Tribe. I just want to,
we got Kind Human Tribe.
you guys are
So excited.
awesome. Like you guys are leading the way because it inspires us. And, we create a culture of community. That's really, really important for us. And that's how we hold each other accountable. We see each other on calls. We lift each other up. And we wanted to highlight a few of our brand partners, Barry. And if you could share, you're in super action right now, share your mindset, how you're getting orders. How are you making it happen?
Thank you, Barry and Michael.
I just have fun with it. And I know in my gut, in my heart of hearts, that we have the absolute best products, bar none. I know that. So I walk around really knowing that I have a secret and that really, truly, what's going on in our society, everyone needs it. So I literally, since I restarted Purium, I'm so excited. Like I jump out of bed, and what I love to do is connect with people and talk to them, just really talk to them, sharing, asking what's going on with them and how they're feeling. And right away, they tell you. So when we talk less and ask more questions, you just learn so much about people. Mike and I, we were out this weekend and we were networking. We go to farmers markets and just connecting, BNI, NAWBO, getting to know people. And so as soon as I make a contact, my intention is to help them, is to help them. It's not about me or what I look like or what I want or where I'm trying to go. Like Zig Ziglar says, the more people you help to get what they want, the more you get what you want, right? So I want to help them. And so I'm a little bit of the obsessive mindset. Like I just love doing my thing, preparing the day. I have my list organized. I have leads. I have new leads. I have leads from this weekend. I have leads that I have to get back to. So managing my calendar and blocking time, everyone, you gotta block your time and make the only way to make money in any business, your business, Purium business, network marketing, is consultations. That's the only way we make money. That's it. And the only reason we do social media is to have people who have like a 3-second attention span, is to just see what you're doing and then book an appointment. Hey, I'd love to chat with you about that. Oh, I love that about, oh, what's going on with you? Why don't we jump on a quick Zoom and I could show you and see if this is something that makes sense for you. What do you say? So that's the biggest thing. So I know I can make a few more calls, follow up with a few more people. I just kind of want to keep doing it. So, and it's fun. It is really, really fun. So that's the other part of it. And the other thing is team. I love working with Allison and Jared and the team, and Eric has been amazing, like pushing me up, which is really, really so moving because entrepreneurship could be lonely. I mean, I was working alone. My husband and I are working together, but in another business about finding healthy love, and that's beautiful. But this is really a team sport in so many ways. And I'm so excited. I can take all my sales experience and enrollment and coaching and bring it to this. So yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing. Your excitement is so contagious. Like, right? When you hear her, it's so you want to get a call and I can walk you through it. Let's see if this is for you, right? This is no pressure. This is this may or may not be for you, but let's check it out. Like, do you want to come on a Zoom call with me? Pop on. Like, make it fun. I love the way Barry talks. She's like, let's make it fun. Why not? Let's see. Let's see if this is for you. and she's very cute, and she is going diamond this month. So tomorrow, like it's happening.
5 more points, 10 more points.
Wow. So close. I can't wait to celebrate you, Barry, and your team. And it's just really inspiring. So thank you for your energy, right? It's just, you have that's a mindset is very contagious. So we're all, yeah, I hope you guys felt that. It's fun. And we have to get on calls, and we do have to get a Calendly. And we all have a lot of gifts. We all have a lot of skill sets. I'd like to hear in the chat, like, what skill sets have you brought into this business, right? Because like Jared brought his editing and like graphic design skills. Like I brought my my people loving skills. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I love people. And like I'm creative and stuff. So we all bring different things, and we all have different strengths. So just bring what you bring to this. Like, what is your gift? Thank you so much, Barry, for sharing.
Barry.
We want to share Pamela, who's been so consistent.
Yes.
She is the queen of consistent and cozy. Please share, Pamela.
Both.
First, I want to say how blessed I am that you would ask me to share. Thank you so much. So I wrote a little something down about consistency, because I always thought consistency was you had to be doing the same thing every single day. Like when you get up and you brush your teeth, like it had to look like that. So that little chart was really good. And we hear consistency is key a lot. Consistency is key is a phrase that means to be dedicated and focused on a goal, and to remain committed to a task or habit, showing up regularly. And this part really hit me. Without it, a leader is incapable of getting respect, success, or even developing confidence in others. So when I'm looking at it for, I'm leading some people on my team. If I don't show up consistently, how am I going to build a team? Because I know when I get on calls, I scroll through the thing to see who's on there, and see if my leaders are on there, and see if my team is on there. So it's really important to be showing up consistently. If I don't see my leader posting, like doing all the things, posting, they're just gone, that doesn't build very much confidence. And when your customers are falling off and your brand partners are falling off, that is the hardest time to be consistent. And so even if I don't want to post something, I'm not inspired to post anything, I will just go I look to all y'all's posts and I will repost something of yours, to at least I get something out there. Because Facebook keeps sending me these wonderful messages saying, congratulations, you are putting out great content that's conversation starter, and we're gonna put you farther up on the feed. So I'm like, wow, this really works. So even just putting, I mean, it doesn't have to be all Purium. I love to make people laugh. So I will find an amazing joke and I'll just put it out there. And it makes me feel so good when people laugh at it. So even just reposting, putting out a joke, something. And when I'm not feeling so great, and I know the reach out thing, I will change it to, I get to love on someone today. Because really, I never used to phone people. I didn't want to talk to people. I'm the person who used to go the other way if I saw that somebody I knew in the mall. Like, I would just leave. So to just reach out to somebody is really hard. But if I just pretend I don't have a business and I just talk to people, it's so much easier. All of a sudden, I know how to love on people. And connect with your brand partners and plan an event. Wow, does that ever get your down in the dumps thing kind of about your business going? So if you don't know what to do with an event, not really sure, like, it's so much fun with a brand partner. So I was doing some of that today. And when I don't feel like going to a Zoom call is when I know I need to go to a Zoom call. And be consistent in staying connected, even with your upline. Don't just expect your upline to be constantly, you know, talking to you. She's busy. Like, so I will just tap into Allison every now and then, and if she doesn't get back to me right away, I'm not bent out of shape, because she's got a lot of people to just love on, and she's got her own business to run as well. So, and be in contact with your, like, send them a note every once in a while, see how they're doing, see what they need. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a big business of loving on people.
Oh, yes, that is such a beautiful mindset. I love that. And when we're feeling overwhelmed, right, it's not about us. Like, who is praying for this? Who can I bless today with this? And it just shifts things into, you know, the meaning, the why. And I love that you talked about duplication, because you talk about showing up because you're looking for who else, like, you know, when we show up, our team is going to show up. And even if at the beginning our team isn't showing up, because I went through a lot of brand partners who didn't show up, right? And I was doing it alone, and I was like Pamela, looking at who are my brand partners, and no one was showing up. And I was like, oh. But you, over time that you show up, you will find your people will show up. You'll find your tribe, they will show up with you. Okay, so keep doing it. Pamela is an amazing example of customer service, of you know, being in service. And thank you so much. And I know it's not easy for you. Don't ever, you know, and so people who are successful, it's not because it's easy, it's because they choose to do the hard things. They choose to stay connected. And I just, yeah, thank you. You're a joy to work with. So thank you so much. We just wanted to hear one more. Oh my God, our window just smashed out. It's like, okay, Jason, please, that's a good time. Here we go. We're going to hear from Jason, who's the king of consistency. Let's go. Can you unmute, Jay? No?
I got it. I got it. What's up, everyone? Jason Mangan here. Allison, Jared, I love you guys so very much. I'm a diamond in the company. I've been with the company now for almost 5 years. Really, what I've learned in being in network marketing now for almost 25 years, really consistency is all about consistency with oneself. You got to be super devoted and committed with deep soul purpose loyalty with your passion and purpose. If you want to break through massive rejections and heartaches, you want to be consistent with your purpose and your why, but ultimately you want to surrender yourself to the family. You want to let go and trust with all of your heart that you're here at the right time, at the right place, and this is your family. But the only person that's going to choose that is yourself. And there's going to be times where you're struggling, and it's going to be really hard. Personal stuff and business stuff. But if you stay close to the family, and if you align yourself with Dave Sandoval's purpose and his mission, you can break through any wall. And that's what's helped me stay consistent and committed and dedicated to my dreams and to the goals that I want. And it's got me this far. I'll never quit. You know, I'll never quit. And why would you quit? When you're growing in more peace and joy, why would you quit? Like, when you're growing more in consciousness and self-awareness and more happiness, and you're breaking through and you're developing yourself at the deepest soul evolution of your life, of your existence, why would you ever quit? This is the game. This game of life it's a love game. It's all about growth. It's all about development. It's all and as you keep growing and developing, you enjoy the journey because the journey's now in the present, and that's the dream. You're really thankful and grateful of being in the present, and you're staying in the present, like embracing all of the beautiful wisdom and love lessons that you're creating in your own law of attraction. And this is our law of attraction. This is what we're creating together because it's all a gift. And so if you have that mindset and that mentality, you'll and you have those perceptions and viewpoints, you'll stay on and you'll do the necessary things to stay committed to break through what you need to break through. So those are just a little of my nuggets that help me get through the day to help keep growing what I'm doing currently with my business. So I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. And, you know, and I know it wasn't always consistent, right? So Jay's been through a lot of hard lessons of, you know, learning kind of like the start and stop, what would happen with his organization, everything would fall apart. And then, you know, and so he had a reset, like a re-mindset, which we've witnessed that's been so inspiring. And we see his team is growing now so beautifully and strong. And one thing about Jason, I want to just say is, you know, he just like, look, I want to say consistency, you know, it's showing up when it's hardest. Like Jason just went through a very big family loss, right? Like personal things happen in our life, but he still showed up the next day. And I think that is so important. Like I went through a very big loss a few years ago, and actually, you know what? I doubled down on my business because it became my why. So we can use the hardships to push forward deeper and stronger. So thank you so much for that, for your nuggets of wisdom. We just wanted to wrap up with, someone asked in the chat how long it took us to get to Diamond and then to Crown. I just want to answer that. So we started October of 2018. So until 2020, we were at director. I was at director. I wasn't really experiencing, I was kind of plateaued because I wasn't showing up to all the calls and I wasn't plugged into this consistency. Because there's levels to this, right? And we learned that. But when I decided and I caught the vision with the help of Eric and, you know, my upline team, I got to see, and with the corporate calls and everything, I got to really understand. And that's when I went to Diamond shortly after. Took me, you know, it was kind of like, actually, when I decided I was going to go big, I didn't even think about Diamond. I went right for Crown. So, you know, it took us now, we basically like a 4-year career. So we read the 4-year career in 2020. Actually, we didn't read it. We listened to like an audio of it, and it just like, for whatever reason, bing, because something is always going to like be that thing you needed to see, but it snapped into clarity for us that we're going to go Crown in 4 years. And when you decide something, it's going to happen. Like non-negotiable. So it was, you know, it took us from that 2020, we became Crown in what, 2023?
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
So, okay. It took us 2 years when we devoted ourselves on a very, you know, consistent level. So, and then it took like Nicole Hussein 4 months, right? So every one of us we can do, it's possible for every single one of us. It's just a matter of our consistency, how we apply that consistency, that how we use those hours, right? So it doesn't mean that we can really apply consistency depending on whatever level of commitment you have and whatever your goals are. So did we have anything?
I think we want to do a quick vision cast for everybody to imagine what your business will look like if you stay consistent from now until August 1st. Let's say August 1st, okay? How will your business change? What will it look like if you're just like, tomorrow I'm going to be consistent. I devote myself to doing what it takes.
Higher level of consistency. Yeah. I know, like, you know, most of you here, maybe you're already consistent, but what can you add on a daily basis? Mm-hmm. One thing I'd like to hear, what's one thing that you're going to add now on a daily basis that you can commit to that's reasonable?
Yeah.
Right.
Right here, right now.
I want to hear it.
In the chat, because now it's on paper. It's official.
All right.
Reaching out. There you go.
3 connections a day. Media, yes, Mariah.
Right. Yeah.
Connecting. Kiyoshi. Yes, you are a master connector. Use that gift. Social media sharing, reach outs, 3 to 5, 15 stories. Call one person a day.
Staying-
Yep,
yeah.
one event a month, great Kia. Yes, podcast interviews, amazing Lorenzo.
QAs, yeah.
Yeah,
Showing
Show-
up, yeah.
showing up to Zoom calls. Yep,
Schedule, reach out and follow
2 Zoom
up.
events a month, amazing.
Anaya knows what it takes.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you guys are amazing. We got this. Let's devote ourselves now because we are going to thank ourselves later. Let's do this for our future self, right? Just the same way we're taking our nourishment for our future self, because it's not about today. It's about how grateful we're going to be when we get to live the retired life. We're in our best health and we are thriving. So we just wish the best for everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, leaders.
Let's
Keep
do it.
meeting.
And can't wait to see you all at convention.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
And
Let's go.
yeah, awesome. See you
And
guys.
I-
Can't wait to meet you all and give you big hugs and congratulations, Barry, already. I'm just like, woo, damn it, let's go. So excited to celebrate. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for all the action in the chat. We
Yeah,
really
you guys are
appreciate
beautiful.
everyone here. Thank you.
Thanks, Ali G. Love you. Have a great night.
Thank
See you soon. Great end of month. Rock your ranks.
Month is still young. We got this. Anything is possible. One connection, it can change everything. Yes.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.